Hey, afternoon, everyone. Chris Wilson with Grassroots Healing, teaching you how to be a master and an advocate of your own health. And today I wanted to talk about apple cider vinegar, a couple of remedies that my wife and I do each morning, a couple of times throughout our day, using apple cider vinegar. And I got some notes pulled up here on some research I've dug up concerning apple cider vinegar. And if you don't know, it's got an acid compound in there called acetic acid. And I've looked at a lot of research that also Dr. Berg, who's a chiropractor, has done. He's a holistic and kind of like a functional medicine chiropractor, big into the ketogenic diet. And you can look him up at, I think, Dr. Berg on YouTube. He's got like 2.8 million subscribers, something ridiculous. Lots and lots of videos. And anyway, according to his clinical studies in patients where he has checked people that come into his practice, most of the bodies that he checks are way too alkaline. And to kind of break this down into what this means, because most people think they're way too acidic. Every part of our body has a different level of pH. For example, our urine has a different level of pH than our saliva, and our gut has a different pH, than our blood. So according to him, a real true pH test should be the blood, but as soon as you draw blood, it oxidizes and can change the pH right away. So you kind of have to go by symptoms, and you collectively take a body of people in a controlled way to kind of create a hypothesis on the symptoms people are having, and you want to kind of be a detective on what they're experiencing, what they're going through, and showing, and it's just kind of like trial and error. I mean, obviously I'm not a licensed physician or a doctor, but for him, I think I can go with this statement as far as going by symptoms of people that come into his practice that are tested and that are more alkaline as opposed to acidic. He says, so if you ever really want to know, research the condition of acidosis and conditions for alkalosis, and I can put in a couple of links from PubMed that are peer-reviewed studies into the description of this video here. And if you like the content that I provide, if you like the information that I give you, please hit that subscribe button and that bell notification if you haven't done so, or please share the video for someone else that you think might benefit from this. And leave a comment too. I like to engage with all the viewers and people who watch. I like to see what remedies you do that are natural, what things you like to look up and get into, and so I think it's fun. So please leave a comment if you don't mind. Most people have a blood pH of excessive alkalinity, so consuming apple cider vinegar can change the pH level in your body. And the reason this is important is that pH transports our minerals within our body. So if we think of the compound I was talking about earlier, acetic acid, it's got a pH of 2.5. So there's a condition where your stomach is way too alkaline, and it creates an issue where your valve won't close, allowing acid to move into your esophagus. You might know this as acid reflux disease, heartburn, GERD, which is gastroesophageal reflux disease. And people think that this is too much acid within their stomach, and that's why they think that they have too much acid, is because it's coming back up the esophagus into the mouth and has that burning sensation there. And the reason for this is that well, if you take, it's actually because it's too low on acid, and if you take apple cider vinegar when you have heartburn, you will see that you'll feel better because you're bringing in acid to balance out the area within the gut to allow that valve to close. So again, the heartburn and acid reflux is a condition where your stomach is too alkaline, not too acidic, but too alkaline. And that creates this issue where that valve won't be closing. So if we take apple cider vinegar, when you have heartburn, it'll typically go away and you'll feel better. So people over the age of 50, 60, and 70, the pH of the stomach starts to get higher and higher, so it becomes more alkaline naturally. So you need more acid as you age to be able to digest proteins and absorb minerals a lot better from your small intestine. And if your pH is too alkaline, then you cannot absorb minerals or calcium even like you used to. So, and what's like with calcium, for instance, is that it starts to build up in the soft tissue of the body, and that creates calcification. And you see people getting older becoming more stiff, or getting arthritis, bursitis, or cataracts, which is calcium developed on your eyes and on the nerves, causing neuritis. You know, kidneys leading to kidney stones, or gallbladder issues leading to gallstones. And this is too much calcium because it's not being broken down and absorbed, but it's a buildup. And so this is called systemic alkalosis. So high stress or excess cortisol also makes your body way too alkaline. So apple cider vinegar is the best thing to mobilize the calcium to allow your body to absorb it. And as we've just stated, stress can make your body too alkaline. So apple cider vinegar is the antidote to ridding waste from protein buildup. So let's look at some benefits of the apple cider vinegar here. We got one, it aids in the digestion. The acetic acid in the apple cider vinegar activates the enzymes in the stomach. It controls pathogens. So consuming an acid in the body helps control pathogens or bacteria in the gastrointestinal or the GI tract. Your absorption of minerals like calcium, magnesium, iron, vitamins K, vitamin C, vitamin B12, they need this acid. They also will decrease gas, bloating, and indigestion. So like irritable bowel syndrome, this can help relieve or remediate those symptoms. Also a decrease in acid reflux. So normally what happens in the stomach is that you have to have acid between 1 to 3 pH, which is very, very acidic. And to be able to have that valve on the top enclose and be able to prevent the backup of that acid that comes into the esophagus that we know as acid reflux or heartburn. So when you lose the ability to produce enough acid in the stomach, it can actually cause it to reflux back up into the esophagus, which is called GERD that we spoke of earlier. So what do people do? They take an antacid, right? So to block the ability of producing acid. So when you take an antacid to feel better, this lowers the production of bile even more, causing you to feel worse the next time you eat. Apple cider vinegar also helps to release the bile, and bile is produced in the liver and it's released in the gallbladder. And apple cider vinegar can help the bile be released. So more of a complete breakdown of protein. Obviously the apple cider vinegar helps aid in that, and your blood sugar improves. Apple cider vinegar helps with insulin sensitivity, and as you know from previous videos I've done, we've talked a lot about insulin resistance, blood sugar control, diabetes type 2, and some of the precursors that lead to insulin resistance. And apple cider vinegar helps with the sensitivity of insulin. It lowers cholesterol because when you reduce insulin, you reduce cholesterol. And I want to read from Ty Bollinger. He did The Truth About Vaccines, The Truth About Cancer, and this is his book called Cancer, Step Outside of the Box. And here's what he has to say on apple cider vinegar. This is page, I believe, 246 in his book. It says, "I'm sure you've heard of the old saying, an apple a day keeps the doctor away." Now, I have another book over here by Dave Asprey, founder of Bulletproof, in his book called The Bulletproof Diet, where he says the very opposite, that an apple a day keeps the doctor well paid. We can get in that later as to why that is. But anyway, back to Ty Bollinger, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. This could very well have a lot of merit. So remember, he says this could have a lot of merit. Apples are among the healthiest fruits available to us, and they're the central ingredient in apple cider vinegar. Hippocrates was said to have used apple cider vinegar as a health tonic, and American soldiers are said to have used it to combat indigestion, pneumonia, and scurvy. Scurvy is a major vitamin C deficiency. Apple cider vinegar is a type of vinegar made by the fermentation of apple cider. Duh. During this process, sugar in the apple cider is broken down by bacteria and yeast into alcohol and then into vinegar. Apple cider vinegar is a powerful detoxifying and purifying agent. The amino acid in apple cider vinegar is an effective antiseptic and antibiotic, whereas the acetic acid can aid in treatment of various fungal and bacterial infections. So apple cider vinegar breaks down fatty, mucus, and phlegm deposits within the body. By breaking down these substances, apple cider vinegar improves the health and function of the vital organs of the body, such as the kidneys, the bladder, and the liver, by preventing excessively alkaline urine. It also oxidizes and thins the blood, which is important in preventing high blood pressure. A few years ago, Charlene, Ty's wife, had numbness and tingling in her foot, resulting in excruciating pain and making it difficult for her to walk. To remedy this, we combined apple cider vinegar with blackstrap molasses, which contains many vitamins and minerals. She drank this concoction 3 times a day, and by the next morning, 3 times that day, and by the next morning, the pain had subsided and the numbness was nearly gone. She was back out walking and running with the children within 2 days. Pain-free and happy. She definitely is a believer in daily doses of apple cider vinegar with blackstrap molasses. We're happy to say that it definitely works. He goes on to say that top doctors have revealed that the combination of garlic, apple cider vinegar, and honey is a wonder potion. In a study of arthritis victims, Dr. Angus Peters of the University of Edinburgh's Arthritis Research Institute found that a daily dose of apple cider vinegar and honey reduced pains by 90%. Also, a daily dose of garlic and apple cider vinegar has proved to be a powerful fat destroyer and weight reducer, according to Dr. Raymond Fish of London's famous Obesity Research Center. Dr. Hin Lee Sono writes in China's respected Journal of Natural Medicines, quote, "Patients given this miracle drink before breakfast showed a remarkable reduction in high blood pressure and cholesterol in less than a week," end quote. So he goes on to say this, and I agree with this, and it's the very same brand that I use. Beware, not all apple cider vinegars are created equal. Many commercial apple cider vinegars have been pasteurized, filtered, refined, or distilled in order to make the product look good. Unfortunately, this extra processing destroys much of the healthy goodness and thus many of the apple cider benefits that were in the product in the first place. The best type of apple cider vinegar to use is one made from cold-pressed, organically grown whole apples in which no chemicals or preservatives have been added. We purchase, and myself included, Bragg's apple cider vinegar, which is raw and organic and has the mother that's in there. The mother is the living form of bacteria that was within the the cider itself. So hope you enjoyed the video, and if you do, please share it, like it, leave a comment, subscribe if you haven't, and let me know what kind of little remedy that you do each morning before your breakfast or how you start your day. Me and my wife will take a little bit of warmed up water, take 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, a tablespoon of pure organic lemon juice, and then we like to sprinkle some organic garlic, a teaspoon of cinnamon, ginger, and turmeric. And then I like to do, I don't know if she does cayenne, I think she does. I like to do cayenne in there as well. The capsaicin of the cayenne helps better absorption of the turmeric. So that's kind of like our little potion. I know Dr. Berg has his own little potion. Many other people have their own little secret wonder drink, if you want to call it that, that they create. So until next time, and more information I dig up on apple cider vinegar, I will also leave in the description below some links from PubMed showing the benefits of apple cider vinegar. So have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you next time. Have a healthy day.